This is to continue with my narcissism in the hood. I guess I'm going to make that a series because I think that when people think of narcissism, African Americans, blacks, or whatever, we tend to think that it doesn't apply to us when actually it's all around us. It's kind of like a fish trying to explain water. You think that this is normal, that this is how it's supposed to be, but it's not. So, this is a steal from Tasha K from Unwind. Let me make sure I get that right. Unwind with Tasha K. She's very, very popular. And, with good reason. She's very, very talented. But in this steal, we're still talking about Derrick Jaxn. And this is an illustration of something that narcissists do a lot. Okay, actually two things they do a lot. One is they cheat. They cheat. You are pretty much guaranteed if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, they are going to cheat on you. You don't even have to try to find out. They will slip up. Excuse me, it may not even be a matter of them slipping up. It may be a matter that they want you to find out. They want you to see, and if they allow you to find out that they're cheating, then it is called triangulation. Now, these two women on either side of Tasha K are two, well, let's see, this is his wife, okay? And this is one of his mistresses. Now, there have been, I think, 3 who have come out so far, but, it could be, he could be a serial one. He could have a new one every 3 months. Who knows? The thing is, if you are with someone who exhibits this kind of behavior, chances are he's a narcissist. And narcissists have this feeling of grandiosity where they can do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, with whoever they want to do it. Now, before I was telling you that, yeah, I can kind of understand this wife because I also came from a religious background, and I also, yeah, that is one of the major things that a narcissist is going to look for in a woman. He's looking for someone who won't leave, who has reasons why she will put up with his nonsense. Now, in the black community, we're told almost from birth that our men are probably going to cheat on us. They may not have good jobs. It's your job to put up with them and to be that rock there for them. If you are, now that is across the board. That doesn't matter if you are religious or non-religious, especially if you are brown or dark. Now, if you're light skinned, you might be told, well, honey, you cute. You're supposed to go get some money. But if you're brown, you're told you're supposed to be that rock if you're brown or dark. Now, I think the 2 of the women are very pretty. I have no problems with either one of them. But the wife, he wants to be settled. He wants her to be settled. He wants her to look such a way that he does not have to worry about competition. He does not want her to feel like she has options. Now, if she's got that Bible and she's really, like I said, trying hard to be what you're told you're supposed to be as a religious black woman, he's pretty much got her. I mean, and that's what he wants. He wants to trap you. Now, if he tries to trap her, it's a lot harder because she's already shown herself to be someone who wants attention, who is going to go out there and get it. And I love her shoes. These are gorgeous. But anyway, she put herself on Instagram. She is showing that she understands I'm attractive. People like to look at me, and I like being looked at. Whereas she is like, she could possibly be, I don't know, just looking, you would really think school marm, librarian, something like that. Nothing wrong with either one of those. But this is who they're looking for. They are looking for someone who will stay home and put up with their stuff. Now, another thing about narcissists is that they Narcissists want to marry non-narcissists. Then when the children come, they pick out, well, they have something called a golden child. And this child, to the narcissist, will do no wrong. Okay? Basically, because the narcissist says this child is perfect, everybody else will pretty much say this child is perfect, because that's the only image that they're going to be allowed to see. Now, the other child that the narcissist doesn't much care for, they may be a rebel. Chances are they are an empath. There's somebody who's looking and thinking, this is not right. Something's not right. I don't know what it is. They will try to isolate that child. The same way he is trying to isolate her by encouraging her to dress in such a way that men are going to think, well, she must be married, or she's not putting out any kind of vibe that she is kind of interested at all. Well, so it starts in childhood and it repeats. It's generational narcissism. Okay, so that child grows up and they often develop social phobia. They often develop a fear of speaking out. I mean, and I can speak for myself. I have had to fight to make myself speak up. And when I realized my youngest daughter was going through the same thing, that totally broke my heart. And that's another reason why I'm here trying to tell people the Bible is not something there to hit you over the head. If you actually open it up and read it, it's telling you that as a woman, you are valuable. You are important, and not just to the extent that you please your man. Even if you don't have a man, you are still important. And the way that they treat you matters. The Heavenly Father sees it and He counts it too. And also, have you ever heard the Heavenly Father anywhere say, here's something beautiful, cover it up? I mean, I haven't seen it. If you've seen it, let me know about it. Excuse me, but I've heard people, religious men, say things like, well, her hair is so pretty, cover it up. Why? That doesn't make any kind of sense. You know, you are built a certain way to be attractive. Wars were fought for you, is what I like to tell people. And like I said, my thing is I tend to think of everybody as a daughter. And somebody did a YouTube video and said Aquarius tends to want to be everybody's mother. Well, I try to tell people things that I wish that someone had told me, so that I would have not done some of the things I did. But the thing about narcissists is narcissistic parents groom a person to grow up and marry another narcissist. And narcissists generally don't stay with each other. They'll back each other. But narcissistic marriages don't last. It's too much fighting over the mirror. Too much fighting over the spotlight. Too much, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're up to, and I'm not going to let you. I'm the star here. You can't have two people in a relationship both doing the same thing that way. Narcissists don't go out of their way to find another narcissist. And once they really realize what they are, they're probably not going to be around together too long. Now, there's somebody online called HG Tutor, and I think that he gives a great analysis of narcissists, how they're thinking and what they're doing. And the thing about him is he says that he is a narcissist and a psychopath. And I believe him. I believe people, if you listen hard enough, everybody tells you what they are eventually. I don't agree with everything he says. I do believe that narcissism goes hand in hand with occultism, spiritualism, because I think that the Bible ultimately is telling you the first narcissist was the devil. But, back to the subject at hand, if you are someone who believes in a higher power and believes that higher power is telling you to live by the Ten Commandments, and you are actually doing it, you are one of the first people the narcissist wants, because you've already shown yourself to be someone who wants to be kind, wants to be giving, wants to be generous. And these are great qualities for them to exploit. They're great qualities for you to have. Consider them like a bag of gold you have that you need to guard, but you don't even know you had it. You have it if you were raised by narcissistic parents. So if you were raised in that household with that kind of abuse, you don't know you're carrying around a bag of gold. For a fact, you might think you're carrying around a bag of coal. So you meet this charming guy. He walks up and says, "Man, you're so beautiful. I love that bag of gold. I've got a bag of gold too." You don't know that his is gold-plated cardboard or something. You look at him and you think, wow, we are alike. And he will mirror you. Whatever it is you're doing, if you say I'm religious, he'll show up at your church. If you say I like reading books on archaeology, he'll look up something on Wikipedia and come back up and tell you something about archaeology. Whatever it is you're interested in, he will come and be interested in it too, or she, depending upon if your narc is male or female. The whole thing is to show you how wonderful you are, to build you up, to give you all that support you didn't get before. And then, once you're feeling really, really good, to lock you in. That's the whole thing. They want to lock you in. And they hate you. They do. There's no other way to say it. People get off on, well, he didn't love his wife. He liked her better. He don't like either one of them. Only person he really likes is possibly himself. He'll do stuff for himself. Narcissists don't love you. They don't. They can't. It's not in them. It's just not. You could be with them 50 years. You could give them a kidney. They would come back and say, yeah, well, that kidney wasn't worth nothing. Well, so-and-so over there had a better kidney. Why you think I'm supposed to be eternally grateful for that? I mean, over there, these people, this person gave up their head when they died. I mean, I bet you wouldn't do that for me. No matter what you do, it will never be enough. It just isn't. It can't be. And back to triangulation, they love to make you jealous. They are people who love the idea of, I'm so wonderful, I got 2, 3, 4 women fighting over me. That's what they want. They have feelings of superiority. Some people say that these are masking feelings of inferiority. You know, I'm a practical person. There's a part of me that says I don't really care. I mean, I don't care if your behavior is because of A, B, C, or D. I care about its effect on me. You're making me mad. You're doing stuff that doesn't make any kind of sense. And I don't want to see people going through what I went through. So, please, if you have any questions, well, like I said, triangulation is simple. They find someone else and they're always looking. Don't think you're narc. The only time he's not going to be looking or she is not going to be looking is during the honeymoon phase. And that's because they're trying to lock you in. Once they get you locked in, especially if you're religious, if you have something telling you you have to stay there. Like I said, with me, it was the hall. It was the brothers coming over saying, well, God doesn't like people who break their oaths. And you made a promise before God to stay with this person. Now, let's examine that. You took a marriage vow, which basically I have never seen that in the Bible. Okay, that's number one. You're not going to hold me to something that God didn't say I need to be held to. And number two, it said the only way you can get out of this marriage is if one of you commits adultery. He or she, if they are narcissists, is most definitely, if you're at that stage, committing adultery. The only way they probably aren't is if you're on a deserted island and it's only the two of you. Otherwise, it's almost a given. They're going to cheat. They have a sense of entitlement. They feel that, well, if somebody looks good, I should have them. Period. I want them. I should have them. I'm going to go get them. I'll get tired of them and throw them away too. But still, this is what I want. And how dare you try to tell me what I can do or can't do. But they do like to have one primary person that they get all day. It's like they stick the majority of their pins in that person, and that usually is the spouse. So if you have any questions, please Please comment, and thank you for listening. You have a great rest of your day.